The Board of Selectmen's meeting Wednesday, June 26th, 2024 at 6 p.m. in our meeting room at the Town Hall, 100 Peck Street. Mass General Law, Chapter 38, subsection 20F requires any person recording must notify chairman at the beginning of the meeting. Is anybody recording? To let everybody know that we are recording both video and audio. Call the meeting to order at 6 p.m. Let's pledge of allegiance, the moment's fine. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Okay, we have a lot to cover tonight. Listen carefully. Speed reading has begun. Board and committee openings, anyone? Please.
All right, I'll get this. Volunteers are needed on the Board of Registrars. Let me start this all over again. Okay. Board of Registrars, 1 Board of Selectmen appointment. Capital Improvement Committee, 3 Board of Selectmen appointments, 2 moderator appointments. Commission on Disability, 5 to 13 Board of Selectmen appointments. Cultural Council, 1 Board of Selectmen appointment. Economic Development Committee, 5 Board of Selectmen appointments. Energy Committee, 4 Board of Selectmen appointments. Finance Committee, 1 moderator appointment. Historical Commission, 2 Board of Selectmen appointments. Recycling Committee, 1 Board of Selectmen appointment. And Zoning Board of Appeals, 1 alternate.
Thank you. Priority matters. Recognition of Nicholas Rondo as Telecommunications Team of the Year winner.
Good evening, Mr. Kadim, Madam Chair, and board members. It is my honor to stand before you today in recognition of Dispatch Emergency Specialist Nicholas Rondo. On June 12, 2024, Dispatch Emergency Specialist Nicholas Rondo was part of the team that presented with the Massachusetts Telecommunicator Awards 2023 Team of the Year. First, a quick understanding of what TERT is and what it stands for. TERT stands for Telecommunications Emergency Response Team. What is a TERT? Basically, it's mutual aid for dispatching. Mutual aid is commonly thought of only in the police, fire, or emergency medical service fields of public safety. While mutual aid for emergency first responders have been widely discussed, 911 public safety answering points, also known as emergency communication centers, are often overlooked. Many individuals forget that all communications flow through the emergency communication centers, who are the true first responders. The TERT program is meant to assist agencies that need help. TERT deployments can help agencies that are stretched beyond their capabilities or experiencing an unprecedented event. The TERT program helps provide much needed relief to dispatchers, such as natural disasters, hurricanes, large wildfires, tornadoes, coverage for line of duty deaths, assisted staffing shortages during widespread illnesses in the centers, staff relief after major events, including SITM and debriefing, to name a few. On December 7th, 2023, Waltham police officer Paul Tracy was killed in the line of duty when he was struck during a hit-and-run crash. Waltham Chief Dispatcher Ryan reached out requesting TERT services, so the majority of their dispatchers could attend the wake and funeral services. On December 15th, 2023, the TERT team reported from 6 a.m. to 11 o'clock p.m. hours, with Amy Gillian and Nicholas Rondo splitting the team leader duties, with 6 task force telecommunicators as well. The exceptional team of 911 dispatchers responded with unwavering dedication and professionalism during a critical time of need. Their remarkable actions not only upheld the highest standards of emergency response, but also demonstrated extraordinarily solidarity and support for their fellow dispatchers. We are proud to recognize Dispatch Emergency Specialist Nicholas Rondo for the 2023 Team of the Year Award. Congratulations, Nick.
Proclamation, Town of Seekonk, Massachusetts, in recognition of Nicholas Rondo. Whereas on June 12, 2024, Nicholas Rondo received the Massachusetts Telecommunicator Award for his outstanding work with the TERT team, and whereas on December 15, 2023, the Telecommunicators Emergency Response Task Force was led by Nicholas Rondo to provide seamless and exceptional coverage, while members of the Waltham Communications Department attended services for Officer Paul Tracy. And whereas for their professionalism and unwavering support, his team was nominated for Telecommunicator Team of the Year at the Massachusetts Supervisors Communication Association. And whereas the Seekonk Select Board hereby recognizes and thanks dispatcher Nicholas Rondo for his hard work and dedication to the community. And now therefore, on this 26th day of June, 2024, the town administrator and select board thank Mr. Rondo for his outstanding actions and assistance. You'll get that when we're all signed. You don't want it unsigned. Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Take one aside.
Yeah, what, he hasn't signed it yet, and then he can take it. Yes, it is.
Then it's official.
You're right. Clerk has to sign.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Nick. Consider the conditions. Consider the conditional offer of employment for Lucas Farabee for the position of truck driver or laborer for the Department of Public Works.
Good evening, obviously, Queen Select Board. I'm here to introduce Lucas Farabee. Lucas was interviewed on June 13th. 16 days before myself. Lucas lives in North Brighton, Massachusetts. His experience, well, he does not currently have it. He understands that it's required to obtain a seal within 1 year of employment as outlined in his job description. Lucas understands the duties and responsibilities of public works operations. His experience with ground maintenance, including landscaping and operating outdoor power equipment. His work experience includes the restaurant, Somerset Creamery, and working ground maintenance while attending North Essex Community College. With that, his education is an associate degree with North Essex Community College in Hill, Mass. During his interview, he interviewed well. He's excited about the new career opportunity. He understands the aspects of the public works, has interest in this type of work. He has a strong desire to work outdoors. And during the interview, Lucas came across with a great work ethic and a team-first approach. And Lucas would be a great asset to my department. I make a favorable recommendation for the conditional of employment to Lucas Farabee, the position of truck driver laborer for DPW.
Madam Chairwoman, my recommendation is that the board consider give a conditional offer of employment to Lucas Farabee to truck driver laborer for the Department of Public Works.
Move that the Board of Selectmen appoint Lucas Farabee to the position of truck driver laborer with the Department of Public Works, subject to and conditioned upon his successful passage as determined by the town administrator of a pre-employment background inquiry check, physical examination, drug screening, obtainment of a Class B CDL within 1 year from the date of hire, and completion of all pre-employment paperwork.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, passes unanimously. Congratulations. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, Mr. Steve.
Welcome. Consider the conditional offer of employment for Sabrina Barry for the position of Assistant Animal Control Officer.
Good evening, Mr. Board. On May 23rd, Sabrina was introduced by myself and Mr. Kadeem. She's had experience in local vets as well as doggy daycares. She's worked at stores. She's had quite a bit of animal experience, and I do believe that she'll make a good candidate for the Assistant Animal Control Officer. Actual conditional offer.
Madam Chairwoman, my recommendation is that a conditional offer of employment be offered to Sabrina Barry for the position of Assistant Animal Control Officer.
Can I have a motion, please?
Move that the Board of Selectmen appoint Sabrina Barry to the position of Assistant Animal Control Officer with Animal Control, subject to and conditioned upon successful passage as determined by the town administrator of a pre-employment background inquiry check, physical examination, drug screening, and completion of all of the rabies vaccination series and all pre-employment paperwork.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions today, anyone? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, unanimous. Welcome aboard. Good luck.
Thank you.
Consider the appointment of Richard Forrest to the Human Services Council.
Madam Chair, I had the opportunity to meet Richard Forrest and interview him with Brittany Ferrier. Besides being an impeccable dresser, I think he'd be a great addition to Human Services. I almost considered not giving him the appointment because I think he's going to give me a run for his money on his attire. So
He will.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
It's a pleasure and an honor to be here. Brittany asked me a while ago if I might be interested in doing a volunteering for this position. And being a resident citizen of Seekonk, and since 1987, it's a pleasure for me to give back to my community. And so I'm looking forward to the position. I'm looking forward to helping out the people who are already on the council, and looking forward to doing the best I can to enhance what has already been done. I know that the Senior Human Resources Council has been in existence for quite a while, and I'm just ready to do my part.
Right, can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
congratulations.
Passes unanimous, this is great.
Thank you. Appreciate you doing this.
Alrighty. Consider the appointment of Richard Wallace to the Conservation Commission.
Madam Chairwoman, so with the opening on the Conservation Commission, I'm excited to tell the board that Richard Wallace is willing to come back. So I think everybody understands Richard's dedication to conservation, and to have him back is a great thing. So I'd make a recommendation to appoint Richard to the Conservation Commission.
Can we get it? Go.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, unanimous. Consider the appointment of Laurie Trenso to the Taxation Aid Committee.
So, Madam Chair, we had the vacancy, given that Kristen LaRue was looking to not get reappointed here. So Laurie did show some interest. She was looking to give back. So she has put her name forward for the Taxation Aid Committee. And my recommendation is that we appoint Laurie to that 3-year term.
Thank you for coming in, Laurie. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second. Great. All in favor?
Aye.
You gotta be quick around here.
Thank you, Laurie.
Thank you, Laurie. Nice to see you. Community speaks. Anybody? Oh, there you go.
A couple things. First one is a little while ago, you guys had mentioned having something to talk about the things that are around. We had some good conversations over the weekend with some people, and you'll see with some calendar those. But one of the people was very concerned about the Council on Disability. Doesn't have anybody on it, and they're like, that might be something interesting. But they don't even know where to start. Right now, I think the link hyperlinks you to the Mass General Law. But it's a big question of what that council does, how long it's been active, and things like that. And just restarting with nobody on it is exceptionally difficult. So here to try and understand where that might get more information, where that would land, and how we can try and reform that. If there's dollars associated with it, that would be great, especially where we have a lot of infrastructure that's going to be looked at in the next few years. Getting a council that's up and running, especially if it needs more money from the state, is I think something might be worthwhile. So that was the first thing. The second one is in your digest of the town meeting results. I'm still not sure I've got a good idea of what the dollar value is associated with us not complying with the MBTA Communities Act. And that's kind of one of those things that we've got a limited time frame on before fall town meeting, right? If it's $100,000, okay, not a big impact to the budget. But if we're talking $1 million a year or $10 million a year, that's a pretty big impact. And I think that's something that we can help at least motivate people to go, okay, we need to start taking this seriously and taking it further. Because I think as one of my professors would say, we had a great presentation and we didn't include the dollars on it. And the ringing in the back of my ear of don't insult my intelligence is still kind of sticking with me this many years later. So that's something I think that does end up delivering at home for people to go, okay, what is the dollar value? Hoping we can get that soon, because it's going to be a lot to mobilize people to overcome what was, I think, a 2/3 no vote, for those articles. Looking forward to that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the community wish to speak? Nothing to say, Mr. Ellis, today? General business. I would like a motion to open the public hearing to consider the request from National Grid to install one JO pole on Clara Street, beginning at a point approximately 0 feet of the center line of the intersection of Clara Street and Pond Street, and continuing approximately 200 feet in the north direction, installing one new P3119-50 between P3119 and P3120 on the east side of the road. Motion to open public hearing at 6:15, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. You, right. Right, National Grid has asked us to postpone this until July 10th, the next, board meeting. So, without any objection, which I'm sure there isn't, it's gonna be postponed because someone's here.
Okay.
So I have a motion to close the public hearing, please.
So moved.
Thank you.
So that-
Six-
With the continuation to
July
July
10th
Yeah,
at 6 p.m. Board of Selectmen room. We got to get that on the record.
yeah, okay. Okay, license hearing. Consider the request for a one-day special permit to allow Seekonk Farm Incorporated to serve beer and wine at their holiday events on the following dates: July 14th, July 20th, August 10th, September 14th, October 5th, October 13th, October 26th, December 7th, December 8th, December 14th, and 15th. Hello.
Hi,
And you are,
I am Sarah Newkirk, the director of the farm.
your name again, please?
Sarah Newkirk.
Sam.
Yeah, I'm happy to answer questions and details in our cover letter. We've got a series of events that we're looking for alcohol to be a small part of. None of the events are like beer fest or alcohol events, anything like that. It's mostly like meals or drawing field type of things that we're hoping to just have. So I gave estimate of how many people we thought might be the maximum that would attend. Probably worth mentioning that this is all the dates that we would potentially do. We'll have to get the exact cost on the liability insurance for each event, and then do the cost benefit analysis of whether it actually makes sense for us to proceed with each of them. But I figured we might as well give you all the dates, and then we might go out.
Okay.
You had done this already once before, right? Back in December for the holiday one, and how did it all go?
It was great. Yeah. We offered wine at our holiday event. I would say not a ton of people partook, but it was like nice to have, especially because it's freezing. And yeah, it was pretty seamless on our part, but it was nice.
No issues, anything like that?
Right, anybody else have any questions? Can I have a motion to approve, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the request for a one-day special permit to allow Seekonk Farm to serve beer and wine at their holiday events on the following dates: July 14th, 2024, July 20th, 2024, August 10th, 2024, September 14th, 2024, October 5th, 2024, October 13th, 2024, October 26th, 2024, December 7th and 8th, 2024, and December 14th and 15th, 2024.
Second.
Thank you. Any other questions from anyone? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Just let the town administrator's office know if any of the dates change. If you cancel one, then it wouldn't make a difference, but if you replanned it on another date, we'd just like to have that so we can keep tracking, in case. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Another license hearing, consider a request from Gary Manisi and Ocean State Multi-Sport to waive the strict compliance of the requirements from the one-day special event bylaw and conduct 2 road races to be held on November 28, 2024 and January 1st, 2025. The start to be located at the Newman YMCA, 472 Taunton Avenue. Now, he did call and say he probably would not be here. So I would just say that these are events that they have had before. From what I understand, unless anybody's going to correct me, we haven't had any problems with any of the races from the Newman Y. So if the board so chooses, we can either pass or reject this license hearing request.
I'm fine with passing it through. This is consistent with what we've had in the past, same for routes, et cetera. I think it's just, they're just looking for relief on the bylaw requiring them to notify everybody in front of the director. So,
And that's what we did last time too.
yeah, so it's being consistent.
So let's have a motion.
All right, I'll make a motion to waive the compliance of the requirements from the one-day special event bylaw and to conduct 2 road races to be held on November 28th, 2024 and January 1st, 2025. The start to be located at Newman YMCA, 472 Taunton Ave.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Lisa. Any questions? No? Good. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? No. Unanimous. Constables, special police office, detention attendants, and traffic constables not requiring disclosure as recommended by the list provided by Police Chief David Enos Jr.
Good evening. This is our yearly reappointment for special/reserve officers, matrons, traffic constables, as well as the constables that cross. Question, motion.
No,
I highlighted folks are the people who work for the town currently, so they have to sign off
all these people are here.
because of that.
All these people are here. They're
Yeah.
not here. Those are separate.
Oh, that has it. Those require separate folks.
They work for the town, because they're town employees, we have to.
Okay, I know that some of these names have to be read into the record. I just want to make sure that I don't miss. So these don't have to be, but these have to be. Right. So we can move, you have to pass this and then move on. Got it?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Good. Any questions, anybody?
I have one question.
Okay.
Under the traffic constable for the school department, you have Kenneth Galaro twice. Is there somebody maybe missing?
No, they just had, that I requested the school.
Yeah.
The names. Most of it on there, so.
Okay, I just want to make sure nobody else
No,
was
it's
missing.
just, there's just one.
Could have been the junior, right?
Could have been, or just it meant to be another name and the other name not there.
Okay. Can I get a motion, please?
Make a motion to appoint the list provided by Chief Enos of the constables, special police officers, detention attendants, and traffic constables not requiring disclosure as recommended by the list provided by the chief.
Second?
Second.
Thank you, Chris. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. Okay, consider the disclosure of general law, chapter 268A, subsection 20F, and the reappointment of special police officer Ronald Ricky.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Consider disclosure of general law, chapter 268A, subsection 20F, and the reappointment of detention attendant Taylor Cordero.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous, thank you. Consider the disclosure of general law, chapter 268A, subsection 20F, and the reappointment of detention attendant Melissa Zasowski.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous, thank you. Consider the disclosure of general law, chapter 268A, subsection 20F, and the appointment of detention attendant Kelly McGill.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, unanimous. Consider the disclosure of general law, chapter 268A, subsection 20F, and the appointment of traffic constable Jonathan Martell, Douglas Young, James Roy, and Kevin English.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, unanimous. Consider the disclosure of general law, chapter 268A, subsection 20F, and the appointment of traffic constable Timothy Goodwin.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Another unanimous vote. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Chief. Consider the reappointment of board and committee members, Board of Health, Board of Registrars, Conservation Commission, Cultural Council, Finance, Committee, Historical Commission, Human Services Council, Parks and Recs, Recycling Committee, Taxation Aid Fund Committee, Veterans Council, Zoning Board of Appeals. Hold on a second. Okay. And those parties will be Board of Health, Stephanie Souza, Board of Registrars, Richard Dalphy, I believe, Cultural Council, Karen Fuller and Joseph Reyes, Finance Committee, Joanna LaRue, Historical Commission, Michael Dressler and Mark Holm, Human Services Council, Maria Duant and Josephine Vita, Recycling Committee, Paul Kuto and William Kirchman, Veterans Council, Michael Adam Tumlinson, Zoning Board of Appeals, Shane Haleko, Gary Sagar, Ian Walsh, and Michael Healy, alternate.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, unanimous vote. Hold on a second. Oh, read into the record the moderator's reappointments of Philip Yan to the Finance Committee. So Mr. Yan has been reappointed to the Finance Committee, and it just has to be read. There's no vote necessary on that. Consider accepting the Student Awareness of Fire Education Grant in the amount of $5,700 and the Senior Safe Grant in the amount of $2,400.
Good
Hi,
evening,
Chief.
Madam Chair, select board members, good evening. Welcome before you this evening to accept the grant from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts for the SAFE and Senior Safe. SAFE stands for the Student Awareness Fire Education Program, and Senior Safe is also the same thing, but that also provides us the availability to go into the Council of Aging on human service, provide blood pressure clinics, smoke detector installations, things like that. It's been well documented throughout the Commonwealth. This program has identified education to student pre-K all the way to high school with the knowledge and awareness for them to help prevent possible injury in the community and also any incident they have the wall around fire. So I do request the board's approval to accept the grant in the amounts of $5,700 for the SAFE program and $2,400 for the Senior Safe grant.
So moved.
Second.
Sorry. That's all right. I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. That's unanimous.
Thank you. Before I leave, I'll just add out, I want to thank the record of the Senator Brady for drafting that grant application and taking it every year. So.
Oh, great.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you. Consider accepting the donation from Holly Hicks and Jessica Hicks in the amount of $200 in memory of Marie Hicks for the fire department.
So moved.
Good.
Second.
Hold on, Justin, Mike, good. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much, Nancy Hicks and Jessica Hicks. That's very nice. Consider accepting the donation from Rockwell Amusements in the amount of $4,000 towards a new trailer for the animal shelter.
I just want to thank the members of the board and the team for allowing us to have that carnival, and also thank Rockwell Amusements. Carol Farrar for the generous donation. Consider accepting.
Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Thank you.
Now nobody wants to talk.
Come on, second it. Go ahead.
Second.
Okay, Justin, thank you very much. All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks. It's unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. National Parks and Recreation Month, National Parks and Recreation Professional Day, July 19th. Step right up.
Good evening. I come before you today to have you join others around the country in designating July as Parks and Recreation Month and July 19th as Parks and Recreation Professional Day in Seekonk. Seekonk Parks and Recreation has been able to do so much because of the efforts put forth from the Parks and Recreation Committee, the DPW, Brittany, and myself. Together this year, we have been able to work with 7 town leagues, various out-of-town leagues, and we're able to get them onto 22 fields in 4 buildings. We have also been able to run 3 events in 8 sport groups this year, serving 236 attendees. These included various craft days, a museum visit, adult volleyball, adult softball, and kickball. This year, we not only had kids kickball, we were also able to bring back adult kickball. We were also able to introduce pickleball to the community this year. We have also been active out at various other community events, including the summer reading kickoff event at the library, The community fair and ice cream social sponsored by the ESL department, Police Night Out, and others. Using these times to not only let the public know who we are and what we have coming, but also to learn what they are interested in. I feel with a team like this and the support of all of you, Parks and Recreation in Seekonk will only keep growing. Thank you.
Proclamation, Town of Seekonk, Massachusetts, in recognition of National Parks and Recreation Month, July 2024. Whereas for nearly 40 years, Parks and Recreation Month has been celebrated in July to promote building strong, vibrant, and resilient communities through the power of Parks and Recreation. And whereas Parks and Recreation promotes health and wellness, improving the physical and mental health of people who live near parks. And whereas Parks and Recreation encourages physical activities by providing space for popular sports, hiking, trails, swimming pools, and many other activities designed to promote active lifestyles. And whereas Parks and Recreation programming and education such as youth sports and environmental activities are critical to childhood development. And whereas our parks and natural recreation areas ensure the ecological beauty of our community and provide a place for children and adults to connect with nature and recreate outdoors. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the town administrator and select board proclaim National Parks and Recreation Month, July 2024. During this month, we encourage all residents to connect with the Parks and Recreation Department by visiting online or in person to access the resources and services. Thank you. We didn't get a chance to sign it. So we will all sign it. So while they're signing it, we can move right on to the next one. Seeing as you're up there. Consider the approval of Parks and Recreation field rental policy.
So, a couple of months ago, I was approached and asked to update or pretty much re-implement a field rental policy, and, what I present to you tonight is what has come up. I researched around with other communities, local, and I used some, issues we had run into in the past to, put on some paper with ways for people to expect how we handle upcoming.
Okay. So do we have questions? Sure.
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
So I believe in the rental policy, I read that it has to be maximum 3 weeks out for someone to request a date.
No, within those 7 weeks, that's kind of where we go. We need to know exactly how many leaves we'll have, so within the 3 weeks before they request it.
All right.
Based on the, schedule of when we, if it's like a town league, then there's certain dates that we run each season for. If it's an out-of-town league, it's, a little more leeway within it. But from like the summer schedule starts 7/1 to 9/1.
Yeah.
The first 3 weeks before 7/1 is when I will really go into what it is. So they can hand it in 7 weeks early, but it's within those 3 weeks once I start having all of them in my hand.
So my concern is that we've had it before where like frisbee tournaments came in for a day.
Mhm.
I don't know if they can 3 weeks out start spreading the date to people. They have to know probably way before that to start planning.
So they can get me the information and then I can look into it to see. A lot of times.
But they won't know until 3
The
weeks out.
field's already been filled. So I have an idea. I can look into changing the wording if you prefer.
Well, I guess, so they won't know until 3 weeks out if that date's to go or not. That's my only concern. If someone's trying to plan something. I don't know how much it happens. I don't
I
know.
can it
Does it happen often?
happens only once or twice a year. And
Okay.
a lot of times when I start getting their date, then I start reaching out to the people on the fields who I know will usually be on them at that time and say, what can we, work out, what can we do? Is there a way to wiggle around this? So the 3 weeks is more for the leagues in town
Yeah.
than some of the outer ones. But I do have a good idea now of who we can use it when. And it's just a matter of looking further into that one date.
My only concern was because I know you guys were working at marketing these fields when they're not even to try to get some people out, revenues and host tournaments and stuff to help. So that was my only concern.
Justin, do you have something?
Yeah, actually, I think the only thing that concerned me a little bit was that you did recognize individual sports for having a primary season. As we've spoken in the past, sports are now, fortunately, I guess for the kids, right? They're now year round, right? I mean, so you're now in a situation where soccer runs year round. You might have junior warriors playing with pads in the fall, but now you also have flag football and the same players playing in the spring, right? And then you've got baseball playing in the fall, you have softball playing in the fall. Outside of what would be a traditional season, these are still now very sizable programs. So I think I think that the Parks and Rec Department can find themselves in a little bit of trouble when they're trying to navigate because you have so many, because of all the existing leagues that you have here in town are now playing at least 2 seasons, right, that are on the fields throughout the course of the year and trying to balance that. So,
But we now have implemented Pleasant Street into the location. So if we do start getting to be full, we'll say the full street soccer field, we do have Pleasant Street for them to go to. Whereas if it comes to the point where we haven't reached it yet,
Yeah.
but if it comes to the point where say soccer grows too big and softball grows too big and we're still within, then, depending on what season is, North School fields are the same size as the softball fields, they both live in, so we could, we've got the softball field behind Hurley, so there is still ways to work through it,
Right.
even with having the seasons recognized, because we do have locations on it.
yeah, and I think this will also stress for those at home too, to understand as we're working on the Madeira's Farm project and how that will help alleviate some of the compression that we're seeing already as it is, right?
And it's definitely gonna help get some of the outer leagues, out of the leagues, because with the rules, we haven't been able to rent out as many out-of-town leagues as usual to make sure we had for our in-town chiefs, so limited property is going to help a ton in a lot of areas.
Exactly. That's it.
Chris, you have anything?
No,
You're done?
no.
All set? Dan?
Yeah, I just want to say that I agree that soccer and a lot of other sports grow and play different seasons. Baseball does too, right? But I do think it's good to have dedicated seasons for different sports, because lacrosse only plays right now in spring. So I would see that they should take priority over a field if that's the only season to play.
Yeah, no,
So I do agree with that, having some type of hierarchy when it comes to the seasons. But you said that this was already in place and there's been modifications to it, so it's not like this is brand new. People have seen this before, but or
like the opening page, the, field use permit, and
so the sport's not gonna be like totally
Back
surprised by
to-
all this. That's what I'm asking. Like,
no, the back pages, so it's primarily, just this section right here.
Okay.
That's-
All right.
What section was new, please? I didn't see that, just so we
The
can,
ones that labeled page, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
and that is called the,
That would be the policy section of,
right.
the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Okay, and you get these out early enough to the contacts that you've had, so everybody can see this way ahead of their season, as you call it. Excellent. Whoop,
All right, one more.
No,
Is
go
there any intention to move this to online kind of permitting, so to speak, and then to handle whether it's this, so fulfilling this policy, or even these forms that are currently being done?
Now, what I do is I send them out, and a lot of people email them back, and that's still going to be acceptable.
Yeah.
I'm working on looking into the MyRec, but a lot of people, like some of the outer leagues, I have it kind of going where they do their payments, a lot of them have trouble through it, so I'm still working on a further online portion, but it's definitely, people can fill them out and email them in, and they don't need to drop anything off in person. So we continue with that online.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Sean, does this need to be, being that it's a policy or people are signing stuff, does this have to be reviewed by council or is this the town?
The policy was pretty straightforward, so,
Yes, okay.
yeah, all the other stuff had been reviewed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I need a motion for the approval of Parks and Rec field rental policy.
I'll make a motion to approve the Parks and Rec field rental policy.
Second.
Thank you very much. Any more questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, unanimous, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Erica. Good job.
Thank you very much.
Okay, hold on, I lost my spot. Accept the retirement of Sergeant Thomas Hedrick from the police department.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions?
The chief.
Oh,
No.
no.
Do you have any questions?
Oh, all right, I thought you were coming up to say something. Okay.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. Accept resignation of Alex Flaxman from the police department.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions?
On that, it's full-time officer. Looking at the, reserve officer. Yeah.
So he's changing.
So it's resignation from full-time officer
Full-time.
status.
That's important.
Moving the part.
So let's have acceptance of the resignation of full-time Alex Flaxman from the police department.
So
Still
moved.
good? Mike, still good? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous? Thank you, chief. Consider authorizing the town administrator to sign the letter of support for Comcast to apply for the broadband infrastructure gap networks grant program.
So Madam Chair, if we could also include Verizon. Verizon's going to be applying for the same grant. We just received notification. So we can either amend it here since it's part of this motion, or we can do it under the 48 hours, however the board wants to proceed with that.
So you want to sign the letter for support for Comcast and Verizon
Yep.
to apply for this?
Yeah, two separate
Cool.
approval applications.
Good.
Same grant, broadband.
Same grant, but they're going to be submitting separately.
I'll make a motion to authorize town administrator to sign the letter of support for Comcast and Verizon to apply for the broadband infrastructure gap networks grant program.
Thank you, Mike. Any questions? Any further questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. Thank you very much. Other business, discuss other
Oh, no.
topics.
Thanks.
What?
It is an X.
Oh, man. Consider authorizing the town administrator to sign a solid waste contract for Mega Transportation Group.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So as the board is aware, town meeting did authorize the Board of Selectmen to execute a contract extending past a 3 year. So it's a 5-year contract plus 1 5-year renewals. The board did award the bid to Mega Transportation Group. We have finalized the contract. The contract is the contract that was submitted to us by KP Law. There was some minor changes, nothing of substantive change. So I would just ask that the board approve the contract. And just as a reminder, that the actual new contract begins for the fiscal year 25, which is July 1, which is Monday.
Okay, but my question is because of what you just said, this is to consider authorizing you to sign it. You asked that we approve it.
Yeah, so no, I know it says the administrator, but I have signatures from the board, so I just prefer the board to sign it.
No. Oh, so we need, but you said to approve the contract,
Contract, correct, yeah.
but that's not what this does. This, all right, so just to approve the contract and we'll sign it.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, so can I get a motion to accept the contract for solid waste? Contract from Mega Transportation Group.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. And we will sign it by the time we leave. Okay, other business. We have any other business?
Nothing at this time.
Okay. Town administrators report.
So no new updates from the DPW building committee.
Okay, Board of Selectmen liaison reports and comments. Let's go with the liaison reports first. Accounts payable warrants will be signed by the end of, before anybody goes home. By everyone?
Yep.
Excellent. 540 Arcade Avenue Building Committee report. We have an occupancy permit. They're using it. They're doing great things over there. We have just paperwork. I got the delivery of the final papers. I haven't even seen them yet. So we're getting the final stuff all together, but it's been occupied and it's doing great. TV9 liaison report.
Since our last meeting, we had a negotiation session with the Seekonk Cable Access Group. With a number of members from their board as well as their legal counsel accompanied them for representation for us, me, Mr. Kadeen. I asked Mr. Healy to join in because we had an extra member, an extra set of years on there, plus with his previous experience working with them as well. So he joined as well. Won't get into the details of that conversation as we'll be discussing it in an executive session, but say it was a productive step forward.
Excellent to hear. Bristol County Advisory Board?
Nothing to report.
Okay, Madeira's Farm Committee report?
They never contacted me. I even checked the spam folder. So it was not there.
Yeah, well, I'll follow up. 'Cause I
Madeira's,
think it's
Okay.
probably-
Madeira's Farm?
Madeira's Farm, so the committee will be meeting on July 16th. And that will be its first meeting with the recently approved CHA.
Can you just say what time and where, so, because you're announcing it?
It is July 16th, 7 PM at Town Hall.
Thank you very much. Never can tell who'll show up.
That's it.
Are you good? Okay. Seekonk Public Library Feasibility Study Building Assessment.
All right, so the update, the engineering firm came back with a cost estimate. There was an increase of $6,400, which brought the cost over the original allocated $100,000. They have discussed it with the town administrator, and they agreed that it's gonna come out of the library's FY '24 operating budget. They said the reason for the cost is the amount of work that the Mass DEP permit has required them to do. So there was additional work for the liner because of the specialty that it required to cut and repair the liner, to dig the test pits, and then to go back and put the loom and seat on. So that's all been approved, but they're still waiting on the actual scheduling.
Well, that's good. That's good. It's moving forward. Okay, comments, Justin?
I'm all set, thank you.
You're good? Chris? Anything? You're all set? Pam?
Yep, just a reminder, the traffic control box art contest is still ongoing and it's open until the end of the month, so June 30th is the last date to submit anything if you're interested.
Excellent. Michael?
All I got, Madam Chairwoman, is I had the pleasure of emceeing the installation of our new fire chief on Saturday, June 22nd. It was very well attended, and all I can say, Chief, congratulations.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Chief, I actually have on my list to congratulate you too. I wasn't able to be there. If I had been in the country, I would have been there. We expect good things from you, and I know we're gonna get them. From you, not only from you, but from you and your men and women on the department. Congratulations. I heard it was well attended and a very good showing. Okay, I also heard, I wasn't here for Pride Day, and all the people that I have talked to said it was very successful. I'm glad there wasn't any incidents that some people had from their couches said there would be, and there wasn't. Everybody I spoke to, all who spoke to me, said they had a great time, so I'm glad to hear about that. And hopefully, if there is another time, I'll be able to make it, but we'll see. The Seekonk Library, Public Library, has their summer programs through June and August. Everybody can look online and they'll, advise you of all the programs that they have. I'm not gonna read them all. But please go to the library, and I'd just like to say, I love the library, and over my vacation, I read Eruption by James Patterson and Michael Crichton. It's worth the read. Sit down, get it. It was a really good book. Okay. I also have National Grid. Comcast is ceasing operations on June 30th for the Pac-12 network. If you have Pac-12 network, they're supposed to send you a notice telling you. I don't have it, so I'm not sure what it is. I'd like to congratulate Seekonk resident Bayview sophomore Ariana Bobiak has won an Ocean State Star Award. Ocean State Star Awards is part of the Providence Performing Arts Center's education initiative, which recognizes, honors, and encourages excellence in all aspects of musical theater, performance, and production among area high school students. Ariana will attend the June 2nd award ceremony at PPAC and join students who will be given additional opportunities to support their future careers through workshops, touring Broadway shows, earning feedback from industry professionals and more. That stood out to me because I am one who loves to go to plays, and that just stood right out to me. And where did it stand out to me? Your Seekonk reporter. You folks really need to read this because there's a lot of information here about the seniors, the seniors who have graduated from Rehoboth and Seekonk and their accomplishments, the Girl Scout troops. You get a lot of information around here. And people who like to attend different things in town, that's listed here. All of Human Services has their classes and their productions and everything in that Seekonk reporter. So don't just throw this by the side or into the recycle bin because it's got a lot of good stuff. One more thing, on August 19th, the CPC Community Preservation Committee has the annual public hearing at 6:30 p.m. at the town hall. It's a Monday. And at that public hearing, you will learn all about the Community Preservation Committee, what you can do for them and what they can do for you.
Absolutely.
There you go. Does anybody guess I had brunch with Mr. Al's? Yeah. Okay, and actually, that's all I got. How about that? Nothing else. I will take a motion to enter into executive session to reconvene. Oh,
Madam Chair,
sorry, yes, go.
before we go into executive session, I
Yes.
did see Mr. Wallace come in. I just would like to acknowledge him that he did get appointed to the Conservation Commission.
Mr. Wallace, your appointments, it's all set, sir.
Apologize for being late. I was still on at the 7 o'clock.
We changed it on you. That's okay, sir.
I didn't look close enough to the agenda. But thank you very much, and I look forward to continuing my volunteerism to Seekonk.
And we look forward to it too, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming back.
Apologies.
No, that's okay. We try to trick people every now and then.
You did a good job. Thank you.
You're welcome. A motion to adjourn and enter into executive session, not to reconvene into open session for potential contract approval, to discuss the physical condition of an employee per Mass General Law, Chapter 38, Section 21A1, to discuss strategy with respect to litigation pursuant to General Law, Chapter 38, 21A3, regarding Town of Seekonk by and through its Board of Selectmen versus Seekonk Cable Access Incorporated, as discussion in open session will have a detrimental effect on the town's litigation position, and the chair so declares. To conduct strategy sessions with respect to negotiations with the administrative assistant to the Board of Selectmen Town Administrator per Mass General Law, Chapter 38, subsection 21A2, as having a discussion in open session would be detrimental to the litigation or bargaining position of the town. To consider accepting the executive session Consider accepting the executive session meeting minutes of April 10th, 2024. To act under the authority of the Open Meeting Law, General Laws, Chapter 30A, subsection 22F and 22G, and review and approve the executive session minutes of April 10th, 2024, pursuant to the General Law, Chapter 38, subsection 21A, 7 at 6:53 p.m.
So moved.
Wait a minute. Justin Sullivan moved.
Second, Michael Healy. Michael Healy, aye.
Justin Sullivan, aye.
Chris, all right?
Michelle Hines, aye. Unanimous. Thank you for coming.
Good night.
You.
Hi, Mr. Alves.